Good afternoon, everyone. Our session for today is about creative writing. So, we will be discussing about the difference between creative writing and technical writing. So, we will begin. Okay, so we are on to the world of literature. The first literary work that I will share with you is this. So, this is taken from the book of Ruth in the Old Testament of the Bible. Wherever you go, I shall go. Wherever you live, so I shall live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God too. Actually, I know a song with this passage. I will sing this for you. Wherever you go, I shall go. Wherever you live, so I shall live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God too. Okay, so how do you find my singing? Okay, so the next example is this. Okay, a poem written by Jose Guerrero. First, the poem must be magical, then musical as a seagull, must be a brightness moving, and hold secret of birds flowering. So the poem has magic in it because of the words that we use in expressing our emotions, our experiences, through the lines of the poem. So the poem tells also a story in a different way with verses and stanzas. Okay, and of course, the poem has magic in it because we are enthralled by its musicality. Although there is no accompaniment or um, there is no music in it, meaning it is not a song, still it can enhance or coax us to understand its meaning. It invites us into a deep understanding of its meaning. So there is an in-depth meaning in every poem. Sometimes it is symbolical, the words are symbolical. Also, we use the figures of speech because the poem has aesthetic quality. So we try to preserve its beauty by the expression of the words. Okay, next we have here an excerpt from my brother Leon, how my brother Leon brought a wife. So I will read for you two paragraphs. She stepped down from the cartella of Casaline with a quick, delicate grace. She was lovely. She was tall. She looked up to my brother with a smile, and her forehead was on a level with his mouth. "You are Baldo," she said, and placed her hand lightly on my shoulder. Her nails were long, but they were not painted. She was fragrant like morning when papayas are in bloom, and a small dimple appeared momentarily high on her right cheek. Oh, like mine, my right cheek. Where's my right cheek? Okay, so here's my dimple. Um, and this is Labang, of whom I have heard so much. She held the wrist of one hand with the other and looked at Labang. Okay, and Labang, while chewing his cud, he looked at her, he swallowed it, and then her heart beats like the sound of a drum. Okay, so this is a story, a short story. Now, let us have this one. This is also a story that I believe most of us admired. No? So this is written by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. The Little Prince. It is only with a heart that one can see rightly. Okay, what is the next line? Yes, what is essential is invisible to the eye. No? Okay, so sometimes we do not see, okay, rightly with our own eyes. Okay, so we can see it through our heart. There are things that we think, sometimes we think or we judge poorly. Okay, so this is an invitation for us, not to judge others, because we cannot see what is behind, or what is beyond the walls of their rooms, what is happening with them. Okay, so just like what happened to David also in the Old Testament. So when David was chosen to be king, so God did not look at the physical stature of David, no? Because David was, uh, compared to his brothers, she was little, no? And of course, God looked at the heart of David. Okay, so we must not look at others, with our own personal standards. Let us, of course, align it with God's standards. Next, we have here another composition. So this is also famous. Invictus. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my conquerable soul. So this is written by William, yes, Ernest Henley. Oh, how about this one? Who is the author of this? Okay, the author of this is Robert Frost. So he is into nature, a nature lover. So here he says, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promised to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and meter to go before I sleep. So here you can envision a forest, dark and deep, but here the hero of the story, tries to enter the forest even if it is dark and deep, because maybe he wants to give an orchid, as a promise that she will give it to her beloved. He will give it to her beloved. Okay, The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. He hath disgraced me and hindered me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heated my enemies. And what's his reason? Okay, so that is the answer, William Shakespeare. You know, whatever is in the heart and mind of the author, he expressed it to his work, through his work. Okay? So we can relate with the author also if we are undergoing the same experience. Okay, another here. You are right, Maria Teresa. A woman in love is soft as putty, but a woman out of love is hard as granite. Okay, so describing the two kinds of women. So uh, the author believes here that if a woman is in love, then she is soft, meaning she is nurturing, nourishing. She gives her affection towards her family, and she gives unconditional love. She's selfless, not think of herself, of her welfare, but of course, she always consider first the welfare of her family. And a woman out of love is hard as granite, huh? Because sometimes if a person experienced brokenheartedness, so experience depression because of that, sometimes the heart of the woman becomes hard. So meaning she becomes uh, the opposite of what I had described for the woman in love. Okay, you understand that also? Huh? Okay. Next, we have here The Cask of Amontillado by, yes, Edgar Allan Poe. The thousand inquiries of Fortunato I had borne and best could, but when he ventured upon insult, I vowed revenge. No? Ayun, no? So as I've said, if the author has anger in his heart, then sometimes he expresses it through his works. Okay, so those examples that I have given to you, of course, is an example of creative writing. Because creative writing, so you can read it with me, is writing that expresses the writer's thoughts and feelings in an imaginative, often unique, and poetic way. no? So you have seen how the words were expressed by the writers, the 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 poem, the short stories. Okay, so the passage from the Bible, it has this what we call aesthetic quality and figurative expressions. Creative writing is also any form of writing which is written with the creativity of mind, like fiction writing, poetry writing, creative nonfiction writing, and more. So the person, as I've said a while ago, expresses himself. Expresses himself, his feelings, his thoughts, his emotions. So for my part, I'm also a creative writer. I can say I am a creative writer because I also compose poems and even apply music to it. So I compose songs. Okay. So what is the difference of creative writing to technical writing? So the difference is that technical writing is written mainly to inform, excuse me, in a formal manner and to incite the reader to action. So it this kind of writing, of course, uses formal language. So there are particular standards that we have to follow. While in creative writing, we have this what we call poetic license. So sometimes we do not follow the rules of grammar. So while in technical writing, it's very technical. So we have to, of course, be very careful of our grammar. Okay, so examples of this are, can you remember in your English for academic and professional purposes? Yes, yes, of course, that is correct. So we have critique, position paper. Okay, yes, yes, very good. You have remembered it right. Okay, so this is enough for today. Let us again discuss the next topics next time. Bye.